Need a pulse of the Lakers? You need to hear from Ramona Shelburne, ESPNLosAngeles.com. Ramona, Bryant said he thought he hyperextended the knee. Why did the Lakers decide to get an MRI 2 days later after this injury?
Well, my understanding is that he didn't realize how bad it was the night of, and you know, you can understand that it's adrenaline. He's 6 games back. He was starting to feel his legs under him. I mean, in the fourth quarter of that game, Kobe Bryant hit a 20-foot three-pointer, 28-foot three-pointer, and he looked like he was fine. I mean, I think what happened is they flew home. It didn't feel right the next day. It was an off day. It really didn't feel right this morning. They decided to take an MRI, and it revealed the extent of the damage. But, you know, I think it was somewhat of a surprise to everybody that it was as serious as it was, because the man came back and played the fourth quarter and helped the Lakers pull out a win.
6 weeks under ordinary circumstances, not the worst scenario for time off, but 6 weeks for a guy who's 35 years old, in his 18th season, and has a scar from Achilles surgery. That's a different story. How optimistic are the Lakers? We heard D'Antoni that Bryant really is back in 6 weeks.
I mean, he had a smile on his face, but it was more of like a laugh to keep from crying. I mean, they have no healthy point guards right now. Steve Nash is out for another 4 weeks at least. Jordan Farmer, they were hoping to get back for Friday's game, but looks like he's out at least another week. Xavier Henry's going to try and play point. Maybe Nick Young will play point, but they're probably going to have to get someone in here as a stopgap. And who knows where the Lakers will be in the standings 6 weeks from now. I mean, you know, the sense is that they were playing pretty well without Kobe. They were right around 500 and treading water. Maybe they'll still be in that spot by then, but if they're not, you kind of have to wonder what you're doing with this season and what everybody's doing long term. It might just be better to play it safe and try again next year, because this year has been going in the wrong direction.
Getting back is one thing if he does that in 6 weeks. Holding up is another, clearly. Concerns the team has about Bryant breaking down. He's got that shiny 2-year contract extension still hanging out there.
Yeah, you know, I really think this is not connected to the Achilles. I mean, you can't say that with 100% certainty. I was there when the play happened. It looked like a basketball play that could happen to anyone at any time in a practice or a game. He's hyperextended his knee before, but it was the same leg that he did the Achilles, and so you wonder maybe if some of the weakness in that leg contributed to that. I just don't see how weakness in your ankle and Achilles would contribute to hyperextending your knee, but I'm not a doctor. And when I talked to Laker trainer Gary Beatty, he said absolutely it was not connected. But, you know, look, nobody's going to work harder to get back from this than Kobe Bryant. If there's one person who can come back from an Achilles injury, it's Kobe Bryant. He can also come back from a knee injury, but at some point, it just gets to be incredibly disappointing, because you know how hard he works to get back.
Ramona Shelburne, ESPNLosAngeles.com. Yeah, not a doctor. I'm not either. Luckily for both of us, we have one of those nearby. Hold on. Lakers struggling since Kobe Bryant's return to the lineup. With him, Lakers 2-4. Scoring less significantly, giving up more points. Bad combination. Mike D'Antoni's team 10-9 this season without Kobe. Let's hold off on the shopping of Pau Gasol, please. And just sort of a Christmas note on all of this. Lakers going to play. This will be the first time since 1998, when the lockout happened, that Kobe will not play on Christmas Day. I'm sure he'd rather have the day off under better circumstances.